Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Welcome to the Tele class of Social Studies Grade 6. I'm Shaznamis.
I'm Junamis. We are from Fedu School. We both will be present in today's lesson. How are you all? I hope you all are fine. Are you ready for today's lesson?
Junay, you look absolutely stunning today. Where are you heading to?
Thank you for the compliment, Shazna. Haven't you heard of the cultural event that's going to be held today?
Nope, I haven't heard of any such event. What kind of cultural event is it?
I heard the event is going to showcase the lifestyle of our ancestors.
Oh, really? That sounds interesting.
I'm sure it would be. You all are invited too. Shall we go together?
That was interesting, right? Our lifestyle now is so different from our ancestors' time. Isn't that so? In today's lesson, we are going to learn about how the lifestyle of Maldivians have changed over time and gather information from different sources. Students, you will be successful if you can create a table with the information on how the lifestyle of Maldivians have changed over time in 3 different generations. Students, what do you think the term lifestyle means? It's actually the way of living that include things like the food we eat, the clothes we wear, and the work we do to earn a living. So, how do you think we can learn about how Maldivian lifestyle changed over time? Are we going to travel in a time machine? How I wish we can actually do that. But this time, we will be using videos, photos, and interview to gather the information that we need. Students, do you have any idea why it is important for us to know how the lifestyle of Maldivians have changed over time? Well, let me tell you. We Maldivians are proud to have a unique culture and tradition, aren't we? A few things have certainly changed for the good, like the advancement in information technology. Even if we look into our situation today, many countries are in lockdown, but still we are able to do our shopping, continue education, consult doctors, and we are updated about the current COVID pandemic through online platforms. Well, even if that's the case, there are certain aspects of our ancestors' lifestyle that need to be sustained, like the strong community relations at our grandparents' time. Isn't it our responsibility to learn our forefathers' unique lifestyle and traditions, try our best to preserve them, and pass them on to the next generations? Yes. And so, this is the main reason why we need to explore the lifestyle of now and then. Students, Let's move on to the next part of the lesson. Make sure you are ready with a pen and a notebook. You are going to note down few points while we narrate you a story. Now I want you to create a table like this so that you can fill it out while you listen to the story. It will be based on 3 generations: Generation 1, Generation 2, and Generation 3. Are you all with me? We will be focusing on these aspects of each generation: roles and responsibilities, education, transportation, and leisure activities. Now I will give you 1 minute to draw the table as you can see on the screen. Shall we start? Are you ready with the table? I hope you are.
It is the 1960s. Hawa and her family are living a happy life in a peaceful island of the Maldives, an island free of motor vehicles. Hawa's family consists of 7 members, that is herself, her husband, and their 5 children. The people of the island do their own work to earn money. At the crack of dawn, some of the men set off for fishing, while others go to the fields to attend to their crops. Meanwhile, the women folk stay at home, looking after the young ones and doing household work. Once the fishermen return home with their catch of the day, it is the women who roll up their sleeves to cook the fish. Hawa's family built their home on their own, using cocoa wood and palm leaf thatching. They make their household items on their own, from the elaborately woven mat which is spread on the swing bed called undoli, to the crockery which are covered in stunning lacquer work. The stone walls of the mosques are embellished with Quranic script, hand-carved by the islanders themselves. While the men are at work, the women are engaged in doing various works at home, such as making koya rope, embroidery work called kasabuviung, and mat weaving. The dresses worn by Hawa and the other women are designed and handmade on their own, right from the piece of headcloth they wear to the very unique divahi lipas, which is adorned by a beautifully hand-woven cloth piece called kasabu. Their cuisine includes locally grown banana, yam, breadfruit, cassava, and finger millet, along with homemade garudia, rihakuru, maspeng, and masuni. Transportation is a challenge which makes traveling from one island to another extremely difficult. Riyadoni, Bokkura, and Falidoni are used to travel between the islands and Male, and for that it takes a minimum of 1 month. For this reason, the islanders live a self-sufficient life, making everything they need for their daily requirements on their own. Hawa's children receive their education from Eduruge, where they are taught to recite Quran and perform their prayers by Edurdata. Hawa's fellow islanders are friendly and kind-hearted, and their lifestyle allows them to mingle with each other. For entertainment, they get engaged in activities such as Bodubaru, Lagiri, and Babala. On occasions such as Eid, They cook in large groups, and all the islanders enjoy the huge Eid feast together. They also visit each other's houses, and in doing so, build an unshakable bond with each other. Now, times have changed, and so has the mindset of Habba's children who have now grown up. The islanders' way of life, their thoughts and ideas of the 1960s started to evolve with the introduction of modern education during the 1980s. As travel became easier and the islands got connected due to the ease of transport and communication, the peaceful life of Habba and her fellow islanders slowly began to change. People's attire and their way of life transformed. The long chatters they had, the stories they shared with each other outside at the Horwashi, and all their leisure activities are now replaced with watching TV and listening to radios in their sitting rooms. Their social relations fell apart as people started to spend more time indoors. With the opening of schools and offices, men and women alike have started to go for jobs. Along with religious education, other subjects have also been introduced in schools. The unique, traditional dresses worn by Maldivians were taken over by Western cultures, as trousers, jeans, and shorts replaced the traditional sarongs worn by men, and the women's kasabu libas buri, kandiki, and feli were replaced by jeans, t-shirts, and other such attire of various designs. Traditional thatched houses no longer exist, and today's houses are built with stone and cement. Children have started to receive modern education in schools, and the traditional eduruge is no longer in use. As a result, the people's previous way of life, their thoughts and ideas slowly faded into history. Further advancements in transportation led to the introduction of speedboats, fiber fishing vessels, and aeroplanes, and with the resulting ease of transport, most of the men in the island started going for jobs to resorts and to the capital, Male. This led to fewer and fewer people being engaged in what previously shaped their way of life: fishing, agriculture, lacquer work, carpentry, smithing, and craftsmanship. It greatly affected these fields of work, some of which eventually came to a halt. Locally grown staples, which previously made up most of their diet, were gradually replaced by imported food products. While just getting adjusted to these changes, Hawa experienced even more changes during the years of 2000. Changes that she never anticipated, during which time her grandchildren are also growing up. Prices of everything are soaring, and they are left with no choice but both parents going to work in order to provide for their children's growing needs. Hawa's children believe their children can be provided quality education by hiring tutors for them and facilitating them with all modern-day resources. As both parents started going for work, a housemaid had to be hired to look after Hawa's grandchildren. And this is the situation in most other households too. The result is the increase of migrant workers in the island, and the Maldivian traditions and way of life being largely influenced by foreign cultures. Technology has greatly enhanced the quality of our life, and it has become almost impossible to live without it. The use of smartphones, tablets, and laptops have become widespread, and the result is the world being at our fingertips. We can instantly reach people in any corner of the world anytime. We can shop from any part of the world while being at the comfort of our own homes. We can hold virtual business meetings or any other type of meeting with just a few clicks. Things that were done painstakingly by the people of Hawa's generation can now be done without much effort. Technology has paved the way for us to explore and learn on our own. Advancements in transportation meant that the long trips made previously are much shorter and people can travel to any part of the world in no time. An airport was constructed and started operating in Havas Island as well, and a seaplane terminal was built in a neighboring island. This resulted in a flow of visitors to Havas Island, and meeting people from various countries made the islanders aware of the outside world. Bigger schools were built in the islands, and trained teachers were employed to provide the children with quality education. The schools are facilitated with smart boards, TVs, internet, and other such resources. At the same time, teachers are now able to hold online classes through applications such as Google Meet and Zoom. Technology is also making our life a lot easier during this COVID-19 pandemic. Even though we are not able to go out for shopping during this lockdown, we are able to do our shopping from home. Children are able to learn from home while schools remain closed. We are able to meet family members and friends through social media platforms and other applications. We can even keep ourselves updated with the latest news of COVID-19. Hence, Maldivians have also experienced various phases in life just as any other country. In the 1960s, Maldivians lived a simple yet peaceful and happy life. The introduction of modern education led to a transformation of the Maldivians' traditional way of life. The ease of travel led to Maldivians being connected to the outside world. The opportunities for further studies that it created resulted in Maldives achieving greater heights in terms of development and our integration with technology as well. The conveniences brought about by these changes helped Havas children to achieve success in life. Meanwhile, Havva still longs to travel back in time to experience the peaceful atmosphere, the friendliness of the people, the unique Maldivian traditions, the local food, and their way of life yet again.
It's time for you to reflect on what you have written through an interview. If you have missed any of the important points, you can add them into your table.
Algonmeng zamanuga algonmeng anghenon geegatibigen darimbala geetre hure amasekkate kuran algonmeng geeterege beertiben avdes kommes masakkata mashgul Pirihanum berugat game berugat begin kurama sekataki danverikama masverika.
During our time, equal opportunities were provided for education, and we were mainly focused on educating our children.
During present times, both of our parents have no other choice but to work, as the costs of everything are so high, and in order to provide for the family, both of our parents need to work.
Daturu kurumaki warang undagu warab bagutunagakam. Daturu kuram benum kurani palidon bokkuradon riyadon.
In our time, transportation was much easier as ferries started to operate between the islands.
Traveling is now made easy as we have speedboats, fiber fishing boats, and airplanes. People travel all the time and it's no longer considered a trouble.
Muni film gotong aragina kulivartak kulamande. Egeterega langili jahum, boduberu jahum himanigende.
TVs and radios were introduced. We listened to the radios or watch TV at home during our free time.
During present times, almost everyone is occupied with some sort of electronic gadget in which we can log on to social media platforms or we can play video games with. And now, in festivals such as Eid, families can usually go to resorts, and in those resorts we can do several activities such as ride jet skis. And in school-based holidays, families can usually go abroad or they can stay inside and spend time with the family by watching TV or playing video games.
Algonmeng zamanu kudin kiyavam ponu eduruge. ಎದುರುಗೇನು ನಮಾದು ಕುರಾನ್ ದಸ್ಕೊದ್ದಿನು ಮಾ ಗುರುವಂಕ್ಯವನ್ನು ದಸ್ಕೊದ್ದಿನು.
Teachers were trained and more subjects were taught in schools.
Nowadays, schools are equipped with several electronic gadgets such as tablets, TVs, and smartboards. Along with this, we can now use the internet to find any information we want for our studies.
Now, students, what might be the reasons for these changes in our lifestyle? Can you think of any? Well, availability of modern living facilities, exchange of culture, rapid growth of telecommunication, and the tourism industry could be the reasons. Students, when exploring these changes in the lifestyle of Maldivians, it's extremely important to keep in mind that those changes occur to different extents in different regions of our dispersed island nation. Were you able to complete your table? I hope so. Before we wind up, let's do an activity. I'll be showing you a set of numbers. You're going to select one from there and then you will see a question behind it. Shall we start? Choose the number from 1 to 6. Which number did you select? 2. Here is your task. This picture shows a sport played in the past, right? So, can you name a sport that we play now? That's right. We play carom, video games, netball, basketball, and many more. Now we have 5 more numbers. Which number are you going to choose? 3. It's a question again. Compare the lifestyle of your family with the lifestyle of earlier days. Which one will you choose and why? Well, students, there is no right or wrong answer for this. But when you choose it, make sure you justify critically. I'm sure you have very creative ideas. Now we have number 1, 4, 5 and 6. Which number are you going to choose? 6. Let's see what it is. Why do you think the social relationship among the people in the Maldivian communities is stronger in the past? It can be because of our unique culture and the way of living that allowed people to mingle with each other more than we do now. Now we have number 1, 4 and 5. Which one are you going to choose? 5. Let's see what it is. It says, it's your turn. What do you have to do is make a PowerPoint presentation or a video clip or a poster based on 3 generations of your family and send it to your teachers through Viber or Google Classrooms. While you are making it, please keep the following points in your mind. You can write or illustrate how the lifestyle of your family has changed in 3 different generations. You can use graphics as well. Now we have 1 and 4 left. Let me choose it now. I'll choose 1. It's a question again. Are you successful? Did you create a table with the information on how the lifestyle of Maldivians has changed? That's very good. To be truly successful in today's lesson, you also need to try your best to revive our lost traditions and our forefathers' lifestyle that is an integral part of our identity. The identity of this beautiful island nation, the Maldives, that we are indeed proud of.
We are sure all of you, as the youth of this country, will bring to life the lifestyle of our ancestors and honor them.
And that's the end of today's lesson. Hope you enjoyed and learned a valuable lesson. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.